Previously on Smart Mobility Today, we shared news about powering EVs, space manufacturing, and drones at the FIFA World Cup. This week's show looks at robots in the auto industry, smart manufacturing, a call to ban killer robots, and news from the Great Lakes.
You've got something to say, and we can help you say it. Detroit Media Productions is here for your audio, photography, and video needs. DetroitMediaProductions.com.
Hi, this is Cindy Polakowski. As the Trump administration chose to not extend the USMCA trade agreement, the agreement developed by the administration to replace NAFTA, the United States, Mexico, and Canada have moved from a long-term agreement to a new annual review process, leaving long-term rules for North American manufacturing open to future negotiation. Automakers operate with the support of supply chains that span North America, with vehicles crossing borders multiple times during production, accounting for 18% of U.S. trade with Canada and Mexico. Experts tracking the sector estimate that shifting production across Mexico, Canada, and other markets could increase costs by up to 20%. And more on the auto industry, which is rapidly adopting AI and accelerating investment in industrial robots in the U.S. The current robotics boom, in fact, is fueled by more than $20 billion in active and proposed projects that focus on robot manufacturing. In 2025, according to the International Federation of Robotics, there was a 15% increase in spending on robotics globally and an 11% increase in the United States. More than just buying robotic arms and assembly equipment, the investments in advanced humanoid robots are expected to increase through 2026 and are expected to expand in sectors beyond auto manufacturing. While the auto industry is huge in Michigan, that is actually where much of the new non-automotive robotics development is happening. For example, Hitachi subsidiary JR Automation Technology is building a robotics integration facility in Zeeland, focused on automotive manufacturing plus medical technology and e-commerce customers. Other manufacturers like Fanuc Robotics America and Teradyne are exploring the development of new facilities in Southeast Michigan. More evidence of how companies in an auto-centric region are working to meet the demands of varied markets, including healthcare, warehousing, and advanced manufacturing. Spending on humanoid robots is expected to continue to grow, and perhaps because they look something like us, they get a lot of attention. But for business, the real results, and therefore the bigger investment, is in robots that are task-specific. Those are cost-efficient and can be scaled in their deployment. So, according to a piece in Forbes, it should not be a surprise that the market for specialized AI-driven robotic systems is projected to grow 257 billion robots by 2035, addressing high-volume, industrial, as well as consumer needs.
Looking for better ways to manage your IT, phone systems, or remote workforce? Improve your organization using technology that works for you. psntechnology.com.
I had the opportunity to get back with Jon Isenberg, who was a panelist at our AI in Manufacturing event here in Michigan. Stay around and listen to us discuss what he's good at. I have the pleasure today of talking to Jon Isenberg, who actually was a panelist at one of Global Automobility and Smart Mobility Today's recent events about AI in manufacturing. Welcome. It's great to be able to talk to you today, and I'm excited to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me today.
You're welcome.
Really excited to be here.
What did you think about the general panel and about how the different skills and experiences that the other panelists brought to the talk?
Panelists brought a whole different direction of information that I don't have, and it was nice to have 3 other panel members talking about topics relating to artificial intelligence. I was actually learning things from the panelists as they were talking. Individuals that were on the panel were experts in their field.
Can you tell me a little bit about your own skills? What did you bring to the panel?
Well, I brought a uniqueness in the area of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity.
Okay.
So I have about 30 years of experience working in information technology on the hardware and software side. My experience starts from working for an insurance company as their network administrator, leaving there, finding myself starting a managed services provider or an MSP organization, supporting businesses, taking care of their cybersecurity needs, and fixing computers as they come up. I'm now with an organization called the Calysto Group. We are a proactive managed IT provider where we're doing proactive cybersecurity work. So I bring 15 plus years of cybersecurity background to this organization. It was a natural fit for me to have a conversation about artificial intelligence and cybersecurity.
I poured over your website yesterday, trying to get a good feel for what Calysto Group does. And I was impressed at the scope of what the company covers. And it seems to go from small companies to large.
We specialize in working with businesses of 10 plus. Our niche is in the 50 to 250 range.
How important is AI as a tool for any manufacturing company? And how should manufacturers think about cybersecurity when implementing any kind of AI project?
Well, the first challenge with an AI project is you must get upper management involved in the project to do the proper planning, to make sure that it's ready to go live. You have to do proper testing before it goes into a live environment to make sure that the applications aren't going to conflict with something else that you're working on within the organization. You must implement proactive cybersecurity measures in advance before any project in the AI project goes live. The results could be devastating. In the AI panel, I talked about a food manufacturer that was using AI to help consolidate different components to come up with an end product, and what happens if a threat actor or a cyber attacker got into the manufacturing systems and changed the components. What is it going to do to the end product when it's done? How is the consumer going to take that product, consume it, get sick? What is it going to do to brand awareness for the company, possible litigation, possible negativity in the industry, not to mention any injuries that the consumers have. All this has to be proactively looked at in advance of deploying any AI product. There are some cyber attacks that occur that are malicious and want money. That's called ransomware.
Right.
There are some that are malicious and just want to cause damage. Well, there's an issue of a company on the west side of Michigan in May called Stryker Corporation.
Yes, I'm familiar with them.
Medical equipment manufacturer. They had a cyber attack. They didn't want money. They just wanted destruction. Whatever the computer connected to the controller that managed that cyber attack, it physically wiped every single device, putting it back to pre-factory condition. So any data that was on the machine was gone. And the attack hit 80,000 devices.
So chaos.
Chaos.
During the event, you suggested a few things that businesses should do right away, immediately, to make themselves less vulnerable. What are those suggestions? Can you talk about them?
Well, one of the first suggestions they need to do is to, if they're working with an inside IT department, they have to make sure that their IT department is doing the proper protocols and management of all IT assets. From a cybersecurity standpoint, they need to be using a high-end, proactive cybersecurity solution protecting all aspects of the company. They need to have the proper physical infrastructure, including a firewall that is not a residential product.
Right.
It's installed, it has to be customized, the right kind of policies have to be placed on the firewall to protect you going, for example, someone going to a porn site intentionally or accidentally in the company environment, that has to be blocked. Anything that's gambling related, violence related, needs to be blocked in a business environment.
So that's interesting. The in and the out has to be covered.
Absolutely. I mean, and the uniqueness of the firewall is that you can do both. You can have one set of guidelines for the incoming and a completely another set of guidelines for the outgoing.
I imagine protecting your recipes, as you said,
right.
would be what's very important for some companies. Another would be just trade secrets.
Oh, absolutely. It's called intellectual property, or IP.
Right.
From a legal standpoint and from a technology standpoint, Kentucky Fried Chicken doesn't want their recipe going anywhere.
No, they
Or
don't.
the other product would be Bush's Baked Beans. And that dog can talk, but you don't want that intellectual property recipe going out into the public. So you have to take every single precaution to protect it. And the last thing you want to have happen is that somebody from another country finds a way to hack into your system and finds that recipe and takes it.
It's a lot more complicated than having different manufacturers put 6 of your spices together in that plant and 6 of your spices together in that plant now, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It seems like running a business has gotten more complicated.
That's right. So I will tell you that if you want to have a business that has no cyber risk, no cyber-related issues, do not use computers. Go back to typewriters.
Pencil and paper.
Pencil and paper, yeah. not the electronic tablets, just plain pencil and paper.
So there's a whole education process, I would imagine, that you're involved with to raise people's antennas to what they have to be careful about.
Yes, part of the services that our company provides at the Calysto Group is a training program where we work with clients to teach them what not to click on and what to be careful of. Cyber attackers these days have come up with a new method of what's called social engineering. Social engineering, briefly stated, is trying to convince business owners and people that work in a business to do something that they normally wouldn't do. For example, right now, there is what's called a phishing issue.
Yes.
So phishing with a PH is written communication that tries to convince you to do something else. Phishing is voice related. They've now come up with a solution where people using artificial intelligence can create you, sounding just like you, acting just like you with the right tones of your voice and the right actions. And it looks exactly like you and it sounds just like you. And if you didn't know who I was, you would be surprised that here's a computer talking to you and it sounds like John.
You know, it reminds me of something my father did when I was a little girl. There was a code word in the family.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't know the code word, you weren't supposed to give the information or open the door. So what you're supplying to people is the education on what's the best code word to have
Exactly.
to keep their business up and running.
You want the code word not written on a computer, something unique and different that the family members know. In addition to that, you want to call your bank
Yes.
or credit union and you want to give them a different code word. So that if I call them on the phone and I ask for a $250,000 wire transfer to a place that I've never called or done with before, or something in writing, that the bank will ask for a code word prior to allowing the transfer to be completed.
It makes so much sense, but it goes back to the education again. You have to you have to teach people to be suspicious.
That's right. We are all receiving so many emails a day. Now, I will tell you a little statistic. Of all the emails that come into our mailbox, that's about 30% of all the messages coming in every day. 70% are flagged as spam by the email systems. Now, these are business email systems, not your personal Gmail account, not your personal Outlook account. This is a business enterprise system that is modifying and tracking. When I get a call on my phone that says possible spam, I let it go to voicemail. If it's important, they'll leave a message.
That's right. That's right. This information that you're giving is just, it seems to me like it's basic. It's everything everyone should know. Yet, as a society, as manufacturers, as businesses, it's going to take someone like you to bring it to the forefront and reteach us.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you have a closing thought before I let you go?
I actually have a couple. First, we as humans need to be aware that there are people out there trying to trick us. We need to do everything we can in our powers to verify the person that we're talking to, either electronically or vocally, whether it's phone or on a computer, is actually who we think we're talking to. Verify who they are. In the worst case scenario, if you're not sure who they are, disconnect the device, disconnect the phone, pick up the phone and call them on with their cell phone number. You need to be aware that not all emails that are trying to scare you are true. So there's also a process out there called scaring messages, where someone reaches out to you electronically on an email and says, "Hey, John, I've been watching you. I see where you're going on your computer and what sites you're really going to. If you don't pay me X amount of dollars in Bitcoin, I'm going to tell all your friends." Or the message may come across saying, "I know where you live. I know what your house looks like. I know what kind of car you drive." Or they may know more information about you. And they want you to pay money. All that information that they have is accessible on the internet. Be cautious and be prepared. And lastly, for all of you that use a mobile phone device that is not a flip phone, and yes, people are still using flip phones. On all smartphones, you need to invest in paid security software. There's a variety of different vendors. I have a preference, but there's a variety of different vendors. Put it on your phone. What's the reason? It's actually very simple. We use our phones to do everything these days. We visit websites, we go and open our email, we open documents, we do a variety of different things. If one of those documents or web links is infected, it will infect the phone. It will infect our email. If we're connected through Google Documents or OneDrive or SharePoint, it will infect everything. And if you want to stop the opportunity of an infection coming in to the business, put it on your phone. There are some
really good advice.
Some services out there, the one that I recommend, which we don't get any kickbacks on, it's just straight dealing with the vendor, is $16 a year.
That's great advice. I often think of the big picture, a manufacturing facility, a business, a storefront, even your home computer. So that's what I'm taking away from that. I appreciate that. And I would assume that applies to a business where they have the phones. You probably protect all the cloud phones that they're using.
Any mobile device that connects to the internet or accesses email. Everybody that I know, that I talk with, please get security software on your phone.
Well, this has been very educational. I've enjoyed talking to you. I'm going to look up phone security when I get a chance. Thanks so much for joining me today.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the opportunity.
In Springfield, Ohio, Clark State College has unveiled the, quote, College Credit Plus pathway, designed to help more students prepare for careers in manufacturing and engineering. The program is focused on high school students who may not meet traditional CCP requirements to enroll in college engineering and manufacturing courses. Those students can earn industry-recognized credentials while getting high school and college credit. According to Adam Perillo, Dean of Business and Applied Technology, students can, quote, begin building credentials that lead to in-demand careers. The areas of focus include welding, robotics, modeling and simulation, and technology management. Farming has always been tough, and today's tight margins and labor shortages, plus the long hours and backbreaking work, have some looking at ways that technology can help. This September in Michigan, the first ever Great Lakes Tech Flex event is coming to Benton Harbor, Michigan, at the MSU Extension Facility and grounds. The two-day event will feature innovations including cutting-edge drone technology, autonomous mowers, laser weeders, and AI-powered cultivation technology. The event's goals, in addition to removing the barriers to technology adoption, include improving the resilience and sustainability of crops in the Great Lakes region. Michigan State University's Southwest Michigan Research and Extension Center covers more than 350 acres, dedicated to perennial fruit, annual vegetable research, extension services, and tech demonstrations. The center provides diverse plantings already established and specific crops planted to vendor specs. The GL Tech Flex demonstration will be on varied range of crops, representing the diversity of the Great Lakes region. Mike Rentke, MSU Viticulture Extension Specialist and GL Tech Flex Board member, speaks out. Quote, "This event is the first of its kind in North America, right here in the Great Lakes region. Growers and agronomists are going to find new and proven agritech manufacturers demonstrating their technology and connecting with potential end users of these amazing tools." According to an article in automation.com, smart manufacturing succeeds only when plants define business results before selecting digital tools. The article asserts that continuous process operations often deploy analytics or automation without clarifying who will act on those insights or what measurable improvements are expected. Effective initiatives start by identifying the improvement goal and paying attention to the organization's culture. Things like assigning ownership among humans can matter as much as technology. The bottom line, smart manufacturing requires a disciplined focus on outcomes and accountability, not just tools. Last week, during the first ever global dialogue on AI governance in Geneva, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres called the development of AI-powered weapons, quote, morally repugnant. And he urged the UN's 193 member states to prohibit AI technology from the battlefield, calling for a global ban on lethal autonomous weapons systems. In a world already wary of the current course of AI development, this call should resonate, especially with those who think AI is already the genie out of the bottle and that its impact cannot be undone. We will be right back. We'll be right back.
All right, ready. All right, I'm ready. No, that's fine. All right, I'm ready.
More water. I know.
But I can give it a go. Presenting.
Too many. I did.
Hey, shut the door.
That's why it makes no sense. Okay.
Freelancers, gig workers, and entrepreneurs are creating the future of work. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter at workshifter.com and follow us at Workshifter on social media.
The U.S. Bureau of Ocean Energy Management has issued a request for information to evaluate launching commercial rockets and recovering spacecraft from the outer continental shelf. The idea is to repurpose existing offshore infrastructure, such as oil and gas drilling platforms, or construct new dedicated facilities to support the aerospace sector. The argument for this is that it will create flexibility for the military and strengthen national security space capabilities. Ocean advocacy groups have raised environmental concerns and warned that this will turn public waters into a dumping ground for space junk and rocket explosions. The Center for Biological Diversity says that the resulting debris and coastal destruction will harm marine wildlife, including whales and sea turtles. Opponents also see the initiative as a way to excuse the oil industry for abandoning aging infrastructure in the ocean, considering profit over conservation. And more on water sustainability and the Great Lakes. Harmful algal blooms in Lake Erie, largely driven by agricultural runoff, pose a significant economic threat to the region by damaging the tourism, fishing, and water infrastructure sectors. According to a report by Marketplace, NOAA is forecasting a moderate bloom, which necessitates expensive monitoring and treatment measures and highlights the difficulty in regulating non-point source pollution. Non-point source pollution is contamination that does not come from a single identifiable source. For example, instead of escaping from a specific pipe or factory, it accumulates from large, diffuse areas. This often occurs as water moves across the ground, picks up natural and human-made pollutants, and deposits them into lakes, rivers, wetlands, and coastal waters. Finally, more about the Great Lakes. Forever chemicals, or PFAS, are in everything ranging from skincare products to frying pans. It is believed that nearly everybody in the U.S. has a measurable level of these chemicals in their blood. New research from the University of Notre Dame analyzes 42 years of data and maps the way that PFAS moves through the Great Lakes food web and eventually accumulates in humans. Basically, the PFAS concentrations increase as they travel up the food chain. Less in algae, more in salmon. The good news is that industrial phase-outs of the chemicals have successfully driven down concentrations and will cycle the chemicals out eventually. The sobering news? Deep bodies of water like Lake Superior and Lake Michigan and Huron retain water for 60 to 170 years, compared to the 2 to 7 years for shallower lakes like Erie. So the flushing out in the greater Great Lakes will take much more time.
Read these stories and more at globalautomobility.com and subscribe to Smart Mobility Today on your favorite podcast platform. Sign up to receive our weekly newsletter and follow us on social media at Smart Mobility Today. Produced by Detroit Media Productions, this is Smart Mobility Today.